concentration of drag.
I think something that's cool too, that's different about this, especially just because we've worked DragCon for so long.
Right.
This is the only place where I've ever seen such a heavy concentration of drag kings as well, because drag kings never get high representation, which I think is super cool that Landon Cider, shout out to Landon, the title of Dragula.
And actually, building off of that, so the very first year I wasn't performing, I was an attendee, and I had just moved here from a different city where I had started drag, and there were a lot of drag kings, and I moved here, and there were no drag kings.
There's no drag kings in my area.
Yeah, there are certain cities sometimes it just happens like that. And so I noticed that summer, because Drag Fest used to be in the summer, that they had a night at one of the clubs that was going to be all drag kings. And I was like, yes, this is my chance. I can finally see drag kings again. So I went out, and Landon was one of the headliners for that.
Amazing.
Wow.
But it was a bunch of other really talented drag kings. And that is actually where, so now we have a troupe here called Boys of Austin. We're one of the most premier drag king troupes in the country.
Very cool.
And we met at Drag Fest.
That's cool.
All of us met at Drag Fest, because all of us were just like, drag kings, there's drag kings here.
I did work with Landon once, it was at Hamburger Mary's, and when I tell you, he was crazy. It was like, the two numbers he did. Now, when I'm used to just doing two numbers, and a lot of the girls from New York don't even change.
No.
Like, by the way, I'm not from New York, but I noticed a lot of girls from New York don't even change. But like, I'll change like hair sometimes, but I'll always change like the two outfits that I'm wearing if I'm doing two numbers. He did like a whole goddamn like everything, changed
The whole
everything,
face.
wiped his whole face off, redid like it was crazy. I was standing in the dressing room like, huh? What?
Do you feel like as a drag king you have to like step it up a little bit more just to get recognized?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I always feel like I have to elevate my drag to like such high levels. Just, for instance, I've been doing drag for 9 years. And this past year was the first time that I ever got a hosting gig.
Really?
Yes, but I had to work for 9 years very, very hard
Right.
to actually get that.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Is a lot of the Austin on
Well,
drag?
you were here yesterday, right? You were on the stage yesterday?
I was actually not on the
Or-
stage yesterday, but I'm on Thursday on King Fest.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, Thursday, that's when you arrived, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is a lot of the drag scene in Austin more alternative drag?
So the way that Austin, and you all can Austin is interesting in that it, I think it's starting to mix up a little bit more, but it's almost like there's this segregation between the two areas of geographically, literally, of drag that happens. So on 4th Street, which is where all of our gay bars are, where Oil Can Harry's and Rain on 4th and Sellers and Highland is probably what you would call more mainstream drag. And the alternative drag is Red River, where we have all of our shows, like where it's been going throughout the week, is kind of the home of the alternative drag. That is where Di Felicia and Poo Poo Platter is, which Louisiana Purchase, who is also on Dracula, is part of
Destruction.
And Eva Destruction as well, yes. She is on Felicia now.
Yeah, Eva just moved to Austin.
And then also, that's where the Boys of Austin is located, and also where we have a Spanish-speaking showcase called Portuguese. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, especially if you get to work on 4th Street, but also get to work on Red River. It's such a diverse group of performers that you get to experience, which is a lot of fun.
Do you guys get along? Because
Yeah.
a lot of cities don't get along. Like pageant queens and alternative queens, they do not get along.
I think there's always those there's always a few people who are very against the pageant queens or I'm against this one. And here in Austin, we have a plethora of drag. It's not just an alternative. It's not just this mainstream. There's so much in between. There's the gender fuck. There's the pageants, of course, the dancers, there's the comedy queens. We have a little bit of everything, so it's nice to kind of see this little world of drag here in Austin.
And a lot of the show producers are wanting to mix it up. I know Hotelias and Di Felicia, which are both more alternative shows, are booking some of the pageant girls from 4th Street. And I'm a show producer as well. I produce 3 shows here in Austin, and I always try to mix up who I'm with. I have drag kings and non-binary performers and AFAB queens and people of color and trans people. I want a really, really diverse cast because we have a really diverse group of people here in Austin.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
Questions?
You can think about it while I ask another question.
I'm just so curious.
So what, like, I want to know what is the general consensus is on Drag Race in the scene.
It's weird because we only have one Drag Race girl, and that would be Miss Cynthia Lee Fontaine, who most of us have gotten to work with, and she is an absolute sweetheart, but her time on Drag Race has become sort of a meme online with her return coming back, and so she hasn't gotten the best reputation from like the Reddit community, so it's weird because I think Austin has like a really thriving scene, and then like Reddit only sees like the bad side of how she was on the show, which I think is kind of shit. I mean,
That's interesting.
She's an amazing
I think she looked
performer.
good at it.
I mean, she's doing pretty well now. She's on show with Gloria Trevi.
Yeah, she's doing like her
Oh,
own.
yeah.
She's doing her own thing.
She's
I
making
definitely,
her music.
yeah, I definitely feel like she got a bad rap.
Bouncing off of that though, I do feel like the Drag Race like fandom for the most part has gotten a lot more toxic over the years. Like it's gotten like, I remember when I first started getting really into Drag Race was the season with Courtney, Bianca, Adore. Like I just remember everyone was so like, it felt way more positive back then. Like I remember like, even like people were like, I felt like they were going on like more tours with the cast, and there was just a lot more performance opportunities for the cast as well. And I remember like the bars, like there was a lot more sponsorships, they would give out like buttons and everything like that. You don't see that anymore.
We still have like the official party. Oil Cans does that with Cynthia.
Oh, okay.
And so like we get the swag and stuff, then she gives out prizes and stuff. But those are the big nights when the seasons are on. You know, when All Stars is on, when the regular season's on. Right now I'm doing Drag Race UK. I host at Sellers, the unofficial watch party. And it's pulling. It's not pulling as much. But there are still those fans out there who want it. And it's interesting to see who comes out to the bars for that. Because stuff like that, that's where you start pulling like the gays who don't usually go out. Like, oh, well, okay, we'll go out and we'll see the show with everyone else. Like, we'll go out this time. And so it's what we've been trying to figure out is, okay, how do we have these people who don't come all the time to the bar? They only come to support like the show, or when a big queen is in town, which is great. But how do we get them to stick around also for the local queens and the local kings and the local performers? So it's kind of a mix of the two. But I mean, I love the show. I've been obsessed with it.
Yeah, I think Austin as a city overall is just because of Louisiana now is just so partial to Dracula, and Eva being a new transplant. I think so many people in the city are just like jazzed about Dracula, and so like the Dracula viewing parties are always huge now, and anything to do with the Dracula girls in Austin or in San Antonio gets like huge crowds. But the watch parties, like Cheeky said, get a lot of people, but it varies. Like it depends.
I noticed. So Cynthia's show does just the main show. My bar shows Untucked afterwards, and it's interesting to see the influx of people coming over for Untucked, which is fun for me. I think, yay! Now I have a I love Untucked.
I really think they should just put Untucked into the episode.
Untucked is like,
that
just turns into Bad Girls.
They kind of did that with the UK version. There's like that 5 to 10 minutes of just that, of the Untucked portion.
Yeah.
You know what I thought would be an amazing idea is just like put all of us in a house.
Yes.
I would rather watch that than see the girls do the main challenge. Like I care nothing about the main challenge. I want to see them interact and then get that. Like you know how Dracula, like you have to get ready for the look, and that's kind of like how it is. I would rather see that, see girls in the house, you know, making their looks and then just getting into fights and like.
There's a
and you should be able to have sex.
Yeah.
Hey. Amen.
I mean, like my friends are like, oh bitch, you've been there for 4 days. Why are you only there for 4 days? And I was like, because I got kicked out for first episode. But like, if like Brooklyn or Akira or whatever, like they've been there for like what, over a month, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
then
think the whole process of it is about like a little over a month.
yeah, and then they don't shoot on the weekends either. And like, how long can you go without having sex?
But you're also just in your room by yourself.
Exactly, and you can only do so
And
much.
you can't leave the room.
By yourself. Yeah. Anyways, that was a little bit off topic. I always think about that. I'm
I
like,
was like, Soju, there's children!
They don't let y'all have tapes or anything? Even like the old
There's
school.
TV with like and like just like
Just on
regular, like
HBO,
you really, it's like you're just in your room or like you're like watching TV or like crying or things like that. I remember specifically there was one night, I think it was like going into hypothetical week 4 because it's like each episode's like a couple days. So it's like going to hypothetical week 4, and like it just really grills you because that's why everyone goes so crazy because you're just spending so much time by yourself and the only interactions you have are on camera. I remember I was just sitting in my hotel room and I started crying watching Made in Manhattan. For no reason. Like I was like, and the sad part was I wasn't even like crying because like it was like because Jennifer Lopez was like in love with a guy. I was like crying, so I was like, I miss my boyfriend. I was like, I miss my dog. Because they were walking the dog.
And I remember when I got there, like I was looking through my bags, and then I realized I didn't bring any of my jewelry. Like I didn't bring any of my jewelry.
What?
So I had to get just jewelry from Target. Like had to, we can't go ourselves, so we had to make them go get it.
Yeah.
So and then I got home and I found it.
In my bag.
In my bag. No, but I think Drag Race, like it fucks with you.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely fucks
Yes.
with you. I want to know, like, from each of you guys, like the craziest moment you had in drag. Like either you, I don't know, gave somebody a blowjob.
Well, okay, so I did have to ask him if he had a girlfriend, and he said yes. So I said, make sure when you get home you shower first because you have a lot of red glitter in places you shouldn't. But it was fun.
How sweet of you.
I know. You're gonna get caught if you don't. You're gonna just stay.
No, glitter it has a mind of its own.
My first big experience with this sidetrack, but the very first time I saw Gaga in New York in Madison Square Garden, I came home and there was glitter in my commode. Like it was just everywhere.
Yeah, I gave up trying to clean glitter. It's just gonna be there.
I do a performance. I did it this past week at my show for the kickoff of Drag Fest, where I get pierced with 16 gauge needles.
Oh, I saw that.
Soju was there, so
I cannot.
So I have scars. So I have a little puncture.
Does it hurt?
Not anymore, but it hurts on stage for sure.
What does it feel like?
It's like the piercings themselves burn a little bit. And they sort of tug on your skin, but there's this huge rush of endorphins and adrenaline and really euphoric. I drop a little bit of Molly or something. It's pretty nice. I had such a good time.
Yeah. The same
Who's Molly?
Yeah, it's like a hollow needle, and so then she corked it on the end. And I had feathers on the needle, so it was.
I props to you. But I just when I see people stapling themselves and everything like that,
I was like, I got pierced by Ursula Major from Dragula.
Who's a
Oh
professional.
my god,
She's a licensed
last
piercer,
year
yeah.
I watched her perform and she pulled a big ass needle out of her forehead. I was like, "Rah!" It was like just blood dripping out.
Get ready for
Yeah. She's gonna do some more. She does a number where she puts a syringe through her titty and then squirts
Oh
champagne.
please, we all
through
do
it.
that.
She squirts champagne.
just a Tuesday night.
Meanwhile, I'm just grabbing my titties, leave them alone. Yeah, I feel like I'm just so tame in comparison to everyone.
Like DJ Ariana Grande, hit it.
I definitely the most pain I've been in drag is because when you're a drag king, I'm not taped right now. I just felt like freeballing it a little bit, but you do.
As I'm sitting here like I touched free
You tape your breasts, literally where your nipples are kind of somewhere in your back, and then I was also poisoned, and it was this number where I do a back bend while that is all happening, and I could feel as I was doing it, I was just this is a bad idea.
You're like, it snapped and I got slapped.
I'm gonna regret this, and definitely got some dig marks from the tape.
Do you guys use duct tape? Or?
So we got some education now. Drag kings used to use duct tape.
Okay.
When I first started drag, that was actually the only thing that we had available. Was either duct tape or the clear vinyl tape, same as a lot of people use for tucking. And actually, the adhesive on that is safer to use than most like athletic tapes because those are actually like the old school athletic tapes are designed to be used with a pre-wrap, so they will take your skin straight off. Yeah.
Not comfy on the nipple.
No, not comfy on your nipples at all, especially if you have hair on your nipples.
I do.
Like I
I
do.
do.
But so now a lot of drag kings use what is called, and forgive me as I mangle like this word, kinesthesiology tape.
Kinesthesiology tape.
Yes, which is what a lot of
Kinesiology.
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 Okay.
It's sports tape.
It's
Yeah.
sports tape, but it's sports tape that is specifically made to stretch a little bit. And that is a good thing because your rib cage expands in 4 directions when you breathe. And so if you stop it from doing that, it gets mad at
hurts.
you. It hurts your back a lot. It hurts a lot of things a lot. So yeah, so now the tape that we use is very stretchy. There are a couple different brands of it. There's one specifically called Trans Tape that is really nice. It comes in these big, like wide things, and it was designed specifically for trans men. But it's
Comes with instructions.
it comes with instructions too. Yeah, it's very
and
it's cool stuff.
removal equipment and yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's much more comfortable nowadays than it used to be. But those duct tape days. Rough. I remember that.
Speaking of rib cages, like during finale filming, like we had to be there for I don't know how long.
Oh my god.
But like they kept making us go up on stage, do a shot, go back onto the seat, into the stage, go backstage, and like some of us were
we were all
corseted.
corseted for death, obviously.
Yeah.
The finale. We were
My
smashed.
ribs, I think it officially like it changed shape.
Do you remember Mercedes? She her dress. The zipper broke the night before and she was like freaking out. So she actually had somebody sew her into her gown.
So
Like
she
she
could
wore
get
for the fun. But she did her corset like way too tight because she was trying to like awful in the snow. So she did it really tight and then they sewed the dress on so it's not like she just take it off. There was one point where she literally looked at the production because we were like kind of like all sitting in the front row and there was like production like off to the side obviously because they're like filming us like the most to get reactions. And Mercedes, I just remember looking at her, she was like right behind me, she's like, I have to go. Like
Yeah.
she had to have production like take her back to the dressing room and like they had to cut her
Snip
out of
her
her
out of the
dress.
thing, yeah.
And then so she could undo it and then sew it back on.
Yeah. Most of the time when we were sitting down, I had my whole dress just off. It was I was just holding my dress like
Oh,
this.
you always do that. That was you at your K-pop party.
Yeah. Listen, K-pop party, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Oh, I heard about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I blacked out during my K-pop party. I don't even remember half of
Is it
it.
blackout or black pink?
In my area. Okay, so I want to see if you guys have any questions for any of us. Anybody have any questions? No? Why are you guys here? No, I'm just kidding. Wait, no. Then each person like tell us a little bit like of like any kind of projects that you're doing, something that we should all look forward to, and your social media.
Okay. So I plugged my show that I did on Wednesday, Wild 2.0. We were nominated for Best of Austin Nightlife Wildcard.
Sorry.
You can catch the next one on December 12th at Electric Church on my social medias. I'm also producing a drag brunch at Tillery Kitchen. I'm going to be hosting that on December 8th. We're the second Sundays, and you can catch Senator Colleen DeForest on the fourth Sundays. Yeah.
She's got a lot going.
Yes, she has.
She's a busy woman.
And then you can also catch me at Dozen Street on November 30th, where I'll be hosting a monthly show with Mandy Quinn here from Austin. You can follow me on social media, Instagram as Mary Jane Styles 420, and Twitter as MJS_420.
What's the 420?
We have one.
What's her name? Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram at sockmonkey613. It's all one word. And then I know it's not my drag name, but I also have my makeup and cosplay on there because I'm multi-talented. And then Twitter is also sockmonkey613, but there's a dash in there at some point. And I'll leave your like powers of investigation to figure it out. I don't use my Twitter very often. I have like 5 followers.
You only use it for porn.
No, the sad truth is that I literally only use it for Star Wars video games. like to
Aw.
like find updates on stuff.
That is actually the cutest.
But if you want to catch me live and in person in Austin, the second Tuesday of every month, I am a cast member of the Boys of Austin at Elysium, which is a really fun show. It's the only all-drag king troupe in Austin. I also am the co-host at Rain on 4th on every other Tuesday of the month. On this upcoming Tuesday, we're going to have the finale of Drag Class, which is our education kind of fun thing where like young drag entertainers get paired up with a mentor, and they're having their finale on this upcoming Tuesday. But after that, we have Showstopper, which is an open stage. Myself and Sable Cities do, and we have a lot of fun. Sable and I get stupid. you see, we get really stupid. And other than that, I appear randomly all over the place.
Currently I'm working with a dance company, the Dance Project out of Austin. We're doing a show in February. And then I'm also working on an improv sketch drag show at the Austin Motel. So that'll also be coming in February. So I'm my music theater degree is finally coming into play in my drag. I'm getting to use that theater, you know what I mean? Like do that theater side, which you were.
We had a whole class in college. It was all improv. It was one of those funniest things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Austin, I was part of a sketch comedy show here, and then
It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
It's all timing and it's super quick. So yeah, those are my big projects coming up. But you can always follow me at Queen Cheeky, ATX. That's Cheeky KI. So cheek with an I, ATX. That's also my Venmo at Queen Cheeky.
Very important, very important.
Just letting you know.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank
Before we
you.
wrap it up,
Yeah,
we need since there's 3 of them here,
yeah.
we need a rule from each of you for certain.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm performing at 8 o'clock at the main stage, so each of you guys can give me one challenge.
And I'm your host, so I will know.
Yeah.
And I'm in this set, so I will double check, bitch.
Alright, so yeah.
I want you to pick your nose.
Now mine's gonna sound real boring. I want you to go cross-eyed at some point.
Okay, I can do that.
She's like, that's fine.
Make a real good one. You only got one shot.
I know. I want you to do like a really mask crotch grab.
Oh. Okay, well, let's see.
I
I
think I
will.
have to give one too, right? It's the
No, you don't.
Bonus rule.
bonus rule.
No.
I think that you just need to. No, you have to do it. 4 horsemen. You have to do it. You have to save this for last. You do it whenever you want. You just have to stop lip syncing and just scream. Stop lip syncing and scream.
Yes.
At the end.
I mean, sure, but no, whenever you want.
Okay.
I think it would be funnier if that was the first thing you did.
Okay.
What do you perform?
So
What do you perform?
I'm performing a K-pop song.
How do you
Of
start?
course she is.
No, but like it's actually a Sin song and then turns into Tiffany on.
So just be like, when
I'll film my performance so you guys can check if I do all these things. I want to give a special thank you to Austin International Drag